but yeah, the channel, yeah, I touch on a lot of things. I have a lot of stories. All of them are real. Certain things I don't mention names because I don't know where those individuals are. I speak about guys that got raped or molested in prison. I know them. I know the situations. I can repeat them 1,000 times. They're honest. They were up close and personal. I've seen guys get stabbed. I've known guys to die. I've seen guys fall and die having heart attacks in prison. I've known guys to hang themselves in prison. I've known guys to take pills until they weren't the same. After they go into the hole, they take all the pills, Thorazine, and all these drugs, and they come out and they're not the same. I've seen all that. I've seen guys lose entire families while I was in prison. I've seen guys, one guy named Fats, he was from Richmond. There was a house fire, 4 people got burned, all kids, 3 of them were his. He had proof, he had pictures, he had photos in the visiting room. This prison wouldn't let him see them or go to their funerals because they did not have his last name. And they were his 3 kids. And so after that, he would drink a lot of the prison mash, and he stayed to himself, let his beard just look rough. He didn't really care for a long time. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say after 6 months, I don't recall where he when he got transferred to another prison. But I've seen guys do that. I've seen guys leave and come back, leave 3 years, come back, do 7 years, come back, do 20 years, and come right back. I'm like, man, I'm trying to get out. Why are you coming back? So I talk about those things. I talk about relationships. I talk about the COs. I've known COs that were good. Like, they come in, they do their job. They carry themselves with respect. They, excuse me, y'all fellas, can y'all clear the hallway? Appreciate y'all. Respect. It was no get out the hallway. Because when you challenge men, they're gonna respond in kind. So guys will puff at you. What you mean? And COs won't fight you. A lot of them, they'll get your ID and charge you. And that'll mess up your time. That'll mess up your job, your visits and everything. But they will challenge you disrespectfully and expect you to be docile and go in, and some guys, are humble enough, not weak, or humble enough to say, okay, you got it, because it's a lose-lose with us. But officers will try you. So I speak about that, but I speak about some, I knew a guy, he was a guy, he was on medicine, man. And one time we came from breakfast and guy just hit the female CO, just hit her. And I mean, cracked her jaw, beat her up. I mean, punished her. I wasn't in the pod. And, he just beat her bad, what I'm saying, for no reason. And this particular officer was a good woman. She didn't bother nobody, didn't write charges, stayed to herself, spoke respectfully. If she needed to be firm, she would say, excuse me, y'all go now, come on. And everybody respected her. But this guy was on medicine. I don't know what caused him to do this, but everyone that was in the pod at that time was like 6 o'clock in the morning. They was like, man, and no one really intrudes. Some people have intervened in some situations, but people stay out of it because if you help an officer, people will label you the police. So you have guys that want to help, but if they do that and they get labeled that way, that can take on an atmosphere. And you can leave your cell and come back and it's empty because people then label you the police. So it's a wild and wicked environment. And so I speak about that. I speak about, I speak about a lot. So I'll let you be specific if there's a particular video you want me to touch on. But like I said, I lost my mama 2 months before I came home. I was in a pod that they had designated. They fashioned for parolees, and it was at Greensville Correctional in Jarrett, Virginia. And I was there. I actually started my time there, and so I'm there. I'm down, just waiting to go. Everybody ready to go. We made parole. Got 2 more months, and one of the counselors called me, Miss Pierce. The Kareem report to my office. So I'm thinking that, because I'm going to my sister's house when I come home. So I'm thinking that it's, that the paperwork is approved or whatever, but your heart always beats because anything outside of the normal makes you raise your antenna. So I'm like, what they calling me here for? So I go in there and she kind of just looks somber. And something already told me. I don't know why my mother wasn't sick to me. She wrote me. I got her last letter still. But he said, someone wants to speak to you. My cousin Stacy had called down there. And she said, I'm sorry, cuz. And I'm like, yeah. I said, it's okay. And I ain't even ask her what. I just knew the way she said, I'm sorry, cuz. I said, it's okay. I said, yeah. I said, how you doing? She said, I'm okay. She said, they found her on the park bench. Went to sleep and they ain't never wake up. I said, that's okay. And that was my mom. You know what I'm saying? So 2 months before I came home, and I had made a million promises. So that still weighs heavy on my spirit. You know what I mean? But, prayerfully, she's looking over from time to time and saying, you're making me proud, baby. But, You know, that was a weight. I lost my grandfather. I lost my grandmother. I lost my one of my favorite aunts, my aunt Terry, who was my mother's younger sister. 5 months prior to that, and she sent and wrote me my entire 25 years, sent pictures my entire 25 years, and she passed. You understand? So I speak about that loss and what it does to you. I speak about relationships and how guys coming home, either they're clingy because they holding on to something that affection, that need, or they're trying to jump from every woman because we've been in there, can only see women, and now they want to sample everything they can. And then those guys that we come home and we're short with our relationships. Like we're getting in one argument, I'm done, because inside everybody leaves. I love you, I love you, I love you. You get an argument, your girl leave for 7 months. She might leave for 5 years. So we expect people to leave. So out here, I've known guys that get in one argument, they gone. So I speak about all that because I'm trying to educate the people on as many issues, many lessons that like I said, I've learned myself, and just being honest as I can.
Oh yeah, man, you dropping some heavy knowledge on us, man. I appreciate you sharing it. I know your family definitely proud of you. Definitely, still watching over you for sure because you're doing a lot of positive things, man, and that should be saluted and applauded, man.